Moisture in the wall, mold in the basement.
Don't worry, Roland. With our new moisture meters, no question remains unanswered. Stay tuned. Hi everyone, I'm Manuel, Product Manager at Measuring Tools.
My name is Roland, Product Trainer.
And today we give you a first glance at our new segment, moisture meters. When designing our new tool range, we had a big focus on ergonomics, robustness, and also readability. When we take our GDH, our thermo-hygrometer, for example, we can see the tool does not only feel great when keeping it in the hand, but also does assist you when you're measuring with the both pin versions. We have a very big LCD display, which also has a high contrast. Additionally, for all the tools, you can set up to 37 different languages.
And all the tools have a high level of robustness with IP65. Here, for example, we use a membrane to protect the sensor from dust and from water.
Furthermore, you have the possibility to have different power sources. Here, I mean, for example, you can either use AA 1.5 volt batteries, or you can also use our 3.7 battery pack.
The GDH 117 is a digital hygrometer to measure the relative humidity and the temperature, but also the so-called wet bulb temperature, the absolute humidity and the dew point. The name stands for Professional Digital Hygrometer, the 1 for the amount of sensors, 1, and the 17 for first generation and maximum feature set.
If we look below the relative humidity, we can see a threshold scale. This colors the measuring values in green or red. When it's red, it's outside of a set value. If it's green, it's inside of it. But don't worry, you can individualize it in the menu. Also, it is possible to individualize the home screen, saying, okay, I want to know the dew point, for example, or the wet bulb temperature, and so on, as Roland already mentioned. Furthermore, in the menu, you can also switch from Celsius to Fahrenheit.
And on the top, you can switch between the live, the max, and the min value. If you press the middle button, you can freeze the display and the measured values in case you measure somewhere where you have not directly the view to your display. The GMP 113 and the GMP 215 are measuring tools to measure the material moisture in wood and in other building materials. Therefore, we use an invasive measuring method with 2 pins. The naming stands for GMP Professional Moisture Pin. The 1 stands for the type of sensor, the number of sensors 1, and the 13 for first generation basic feature set. The difference to the second tool is in the naming the 2, which stands for 2 sensors. Additionally, to the pin sensor, we have also a temperature and relative humidity sensor integrated. And the 15 stands for first generation and medium feature set.
Let's have a closer look on the display. On the top, you can see the battery indication. Down below, you can also see the material, here in case brick. In general, you can say it's quite crucial to choose the right material when starting a measurement. Underneath it, we can see a threshold scale. Here it's set up to 4%. This means the measured value is always colored in red if it's above 4% or green if it's below. You can also easily change the threshold value on the fly on the main screen. Also, it is possible to save up to 2 measuring values temporarily.
To get the right measurement result, you have to choose the right material with your tools. Therefore, in the tools, we have integrated 37 different wood types and we have integrated 10 different other construction materials. For example, in the submenu, you can go in and select one of the different materials as a favorite, which is, for example, the abachi wood. Then you go back to the main menu and then you can, with the left and right button, choose in the quick search your wood which you use often, which is abachi, and then you start directly with the measurement. One special version is the construction wood. Construction wood you should choose if you don't know exactly what kind of wood you have in front of you. Then you get as a guideline value a cross section of the typical used types of wood in the construction site. If you really want to have a very secure measurement result, then you have to check what kind of wood it is.
Another important thing is also the calibration. The tool itself checks its calibration at the initial startup. This means you're just starting the tool, it checks itself, and if there's something wrong, the tool will let you know. You can also start this kind of self-test via the menu. Let's make an example in the measurements. Thanks to Roland for choosing already Abaki in the favorites list. So therefore we are selecting Abaki. The threshold scale is up to 12%. We can just remove the cap due to its magnetization. We can just store it underneath so we don't lose it. And then we can start with the first measurement here. As you can see, the value is around 7.3%. It's marked in green due to the threshold scale being set for 12%. So we can still press the middle button and we save the value. Let's continue with the GMM 115. GMM stands for Professional Moisture Meter. 1 is the amount of sensors, here a pad sensor, and 15, first generation midst of the feature sets. In general, you can say the interface of this tool is similar or even the same to the GMPs, but we have some special features prepared for you. We have, on the one hand, not only the pad sensor on the back, which is using the EMF sensor technology. This means electromagnetic fields. This means for you as a user, this tool can measure up to 30 millimeters inside of the selected material, and also the surface won't be touched. This means you don't get any kind of pins which is used for the invasive measurement method. Also, the gliders on the bottom also help in going smooth over each surface. Additionally, for the safety, we also implemented the finger guard, which also keeps your fingers protected when in use. Like mentioned before, we already talked about the threshold scale, we talked about the material list, but here we got a special feature for you which I want to focus on. I'm talking about the reference mode. This reference mode is always present in the favorites list. Therefore, you can easily select it in the main menu, and here you go, here's the reference mode. Roland, if you would kindly assist. In general, as an explanation, the reference mode sets a value, and afterwards, each value will be compared to this set value. To set a value, I will just place the tool on top of the surface, press the button, and it says reference set, so I can start my measurements. As you can hear, the sound is indicating there's something more moist or wet in regards to my reference point. And also, the small triangle can show how much more is the value which is detected. If I want to set a new reference, I can easily take another spot, press the button again. The tool asks me, do you want to set a new reference? I say yes, confirm. And it says reference set, and I can continue my measurements.
It is very essential also with the GMM 115 to select the right material. Choose out of the material list those materials you work most with and select them as a favorite. Then you start working. The big difference to the others is that you have also the beep tone, which Manuel showed you, then you are in the red area.
If you have further questions, feel free to leave us a comment. And also, don't forget to like the video.
And if you like the video, then please subscribe to our channel.
Outtakes.
Choose them in the
GMM stands for Professional Moisture Meter. Moisture Meter, wie erkläre ich es eigentlich? GMM stands for G for Professional. Blödsinn.
Jetzt habe ich schon den kurzen Teil. And I want really to focus. And then you have in your fast your fast search, your...
Favorites List.
Wie verrückt. Ich lasse es weg, den Schluss lasse ich weg.
Das kriegst du hin.
Kriege ich hin. You do it like with the other tools. Select one of select. Sonst sind wir zu früh fertig.